Hello audience, it's me, GamePingo21, and today, that's right, we're talking about this. Now I know that you have probably either have heard this about this like a week or two ago, or this just is the first time of you hearing about this, but to be quite honest, this quite literally dropped and I didn't have time to make a video on it last week, so I decided to save it for this week specifically. Some of the other videos are also there, and again, I know that I'm late to this, but I had other plans and I had other things to do. But with all that being said, let's actually start talking about this, shall we? So the Warhammer40k Space Marine Crafted Edition, whatever, is coming out for PC, Xbox, and Game Pass Day 1. Now again, there is no sign of a PlayStation 5 release in this, which is a little bit upsetting for a number of reasons. One, because it came out on every platform to begin with, and two, because, well, the PlayStation fanboys have decided to become angry about this. Oh, why would they become angry about this? Don't they want Xbox to have exclusives? No, they don't. They only want PlayStation to have exclusives, so that way they can lord it over the people's head to do some of these, console wars type stuff. But again, we're going to get fully into that in a little bit, mostly the response to this tweet here that I have just flashed up on screen. But overall, that's all that I have to really say on this. But if you like what it is I do, want to support me either way, shape, or form, other than like and subscribe, which is always enough, please hit the links down in the description. I'm looking to hit 1.5k subscribers by the end of the year. Please and thank you. Love you. And we'll get right into this. So again, the Hazard Dungeon of Dorms is the one here, just to refresh your memory. But here are a couple of responses from, I'm not sure if these people do bleed green or if these people are just taking the piss. But here are some more level-headed responses before we get into the main salt attractions here. Alan Clark basically says, we get a PS5 on year from now as an additional pity offering that you'll realize into the belief, you rationalize into a belief that you're winning an old-timey console war. Kind of based response there. Seems like some people are getting ahead of that. Comrades with holy shit, an Xbox exclusive, which, I mean, I guess it's not that surprising, as Xbox still does have some exclusives, but again, it's not really necessary as far as I can tell here. And again, I think that they're both kind of ironically doing this. Same thing, an interesting thing with Enigma, I believe, saying, yeah, we know that modern remastered means these days. Hard pass, I'll stick to my original. I'm not sure exactly what that means, because the remasters of older games and modern technologies does tend to have some hit or misses here. I would think that with Warhammer40k that they're actually gonna, basically just do a very good engine upgrade or something, which, I mean, as far as I can tell, they seem to be doing that correctly, from the screenshots at least. I haven't seen the trailer, but to be quite honest, just because you think like, oh yeah, modern remastered these days, implying that it's slop, that's not true. Look at Oblivion remastered, so if you really want that. Neckbeard King saying it's all good. Isn't the PS5 Pro version have all these features already? The fanboys claim that. I mean, no, I don't think that it does, because this has like a new engine, new graphics, and then all the like graphical and updated things. But it's just an emulation of the older stuff, as far as I can tell. Again, it's one of those things where looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, this is like gonna be really good, but I'd really want more people to play it, because yeah, I'm a PC guy and I talk shit about like all the console fanboys, but those are fanboys. Those don't actually represent the entirety of stuff. But they get into the more saltier replies here, saying, is the Switch 2 out yet? With, just realized I will probably be so deep into the Switch 2 that I will completely forget this drops now. I mean, I don't know when the Switch 2 comes out, but I'm fairly certain it comes out. I think it does come out in June. Maybe it comes out more, because it was pushed back, but it was also really expensive. And saying that you're going to be so deep into the Switch 2, why that console's not going to have a lot of games out for it specifically for a while, because it was just announced. So it's like, Lambo Infinite here, kind of out here representing like the regular PlayStation guys, the people that don't really talk about too much, but I guess this is kind of okay, where he says that's not coming out to PS5 hurts a lot. I think that this is more, it's not really a salty response here, and of course this is also Spanish, so I'm not sure if this is exactly one-to-one translation, because, I don't really speak Spanish, but as far as I can tell, that's practically correct. But this isn't really salty as well, but it's more of just, there are people out there who are a little bit upset about that, and I do feel for those people. However, I don't feel for this next person, because this is Japan Hates Xbox, a returning character on our show. So, what did he say about this? Japan Hates Xbox coming in with a giving Xbox any sorts of exclusives over PlayStation in 2025 is honestly an act of violence against the gaming community. Not even Xbox themselves have the audacity to pull a stunt like this, publicly apologize, and announce this game for the PlayStation 5 immediately. The fact that he even says that and says like, oh yeah, Xbox doesn't have the balls to do this. They do. They probably are the ones that wrote the check to make this exclusive or not. Whether they did or whether they didn't is kind of irrelevant, because it's coming out to PlayStation sometime maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that it's going to come out there eventually, but again, we just don't really know at this point. I just really find it hilarious how he's like, oh yeah, giving PlayStation that is an act of violence against the gaming community. Fucking what? Brother, if this is an act of violence, then I guess, what's his name? All the people that say gaming causes violence is like an act of war or something. Brother, please. This is also Japan Hates Xbox. It is just so fucking stupid how he's like this all the time. Zubby Tech coming out here with a PS5 question mark. Which, this one's funny because a lot of people there are like, oh, PlayStation guys never beg for ports. Here's you guys begging for ports. It might be a remastered, but it's still you guys begging for a port of the game to your platform. Shemokara here with no thank you, I'm quite happy with my PS3 copy, where he has the PS5 Space Marine 2 and the PS3 Space Marine 1 copy, which, by the way, can I just say, that frickin' the first Space Marine, like that box art goes fucking hard, if I might just say. And, well, yeah, certainly you can be happy with the PS3 version, and there's no problem with that. Again, it came out like 2 console generations ago for it, and some people would want the modern conveniences of it, and it just is fine. Again, and I'm fairly certain you can also still play the PS3 version on your modern PS5, though I forget specifically if you can or can't. Mr. Chris Steele saying, what? No PS5 edition, with Thunderdome Gaming Society saying, skipping PlayStation, the platform must be dying then, thinking emoji. Which, again, I think this, again, shows a lot of people being like, oh, what the fuck, why no PS5 version? And, must be dying then, which is like the people who are memeing on this thing, obviously. You know, obvious meme is obvious. Cam Nuggets with a lol, this game wasn't even that good. And the second was overrated as fuck and forgotten in a month. Sloppy cash grab. Ah yes, it was a sloppy cash grab because they know that the actual remaster of the first game will probably sell like hotcakes because of the overhyped second version. Even though the second version is going to now is what made it extremely popular for people to play the actual game. You're so dumb. Like, saying that it was overrated despite the fact that, like, it made, like, a fuck ton of sales. Just because it's not coming to your platform doesn't make it a sloppy cash grab, brother. I'm not even sure if he's a PlayStation fanboy or not, but whatever. Galerian says, skipping PlayStation 5 is like saying no to free money. And I mean, I mostly agree. Saying no to free money is always a problem with a lot of these people. But, you know, at the same time, they probably got some sort of big fat check from Xbox, and that's not an excuse for them to not put it on the game, or not put it on everywhere this game would be available on. But, I mean, I love how they use this logic, saying skipping the PlayStation 5 is like saying no to free money, when, again, we say for a while that skipping the PC is like saying no to free money. And that's not just from us, that's also from a former CEO that says, hey, our ports are actually like printing money stuff. So you know, very weird of you to say this, as it were. Numcumbrew saying, I'll play it on my PC, but skipping PS is insane. Laughing, crying emoji. I mean, it's not necessarily insane. There is a plenty of the ones where they skipped the Xbox console because of one reason or another. And I find that really weird how, again, they can... Oh, whenever a game skips the Xbox console, oh yeah, it's all good, it's all great. This is the PS5 is competing. Whenever it skips the PC, oh, that's great, that's awesome, it's skipping the PC. Then this is great, this PS5 is winning. PS5 always wins. But then one game, that's also a remaster, by the way, decides that it doesn't want to come out on PlayStation 5 for whatever reason, or is just unable to for some dumb, stupid, not great reason that we all know is kind of bullshit. And then all these PlayStation guys saying, oh, exclusives are great, they cause competition, will get their panties in a fucking bunch about this stuff. That's why I make fun of these people, as you see. Hypocritical butt cheeks, as it were. Next up here, we have One-Line Quizler here saying, good luck with the 0 sales until it hits PlayStation 5 eventually. I mean, wasn't the Space Marine 2 also available on PC, and it made like a fuck ton of sales on that platform, and it's still kind of selling really well over there, despite the fact that it came out on everywhere, and like the PC was actually like, yeah. But if I remember the breakdown, it was like a third PC, a third PlayStation, and about a third Xbox with all of the original Warhammer and Warhammer 2 stuff. I'm not certainly that about the sales breakdown here, but like, yeah, 0 sales until it hits on PlayStation 5, despite the fact that it's releasing on one of the biggest gaming platforms fucking ever. So, Next up here we have Jose Verbera with the retweet of the actual Sega tweet this time, saying, notice how everybody gets mad when Sony isn't the one paying for timed exclusivity. Yeah, I mean, that's really very fair of a point. A lot of the, more PlayStation fanboys get really upset when they don't get their good old timed exclusives because I don't fucking know why. It's always really dumb to me how the people can, again, when the PlayStation is winning, quote unquote, by having games skip other platforms, that means the PlayStation's doing great. But when they decide to not do that, and they go to like other platforms and they skip the PlayStation, and that's like, what the fuck is happening? Which is weird because, again, PC has like the most exclusives technically. James here saying the exclusives are anti-consumer crowd are silent on this one. No, I don't think that we are. I don't think that anyone really is when it comes to talking about these sorts of things. Saying that exclusives are anti-consumer, yes, they are anti-consumer, full stop, regardless of how you think or feel really on the matter. But saying that the people are silent about this, no, we're still making fun of the PlayStation fanboys who are yelling and screaming and being upset that, you know, they're getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine or something. But no, I still think that exclusives are dumb. Exclusives are always dumb and stupid, and they should be kind of stopped as a business practice, in my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, I don't make these business decisions, so there is that. Next up here with McQuacka306 with cold take. Exclusives, even third-party ones, are good for the industry and consumers. No, they're not. Creates competition, focused development on less platforms, harbors a fan base or genuine genre to its platforms. If companies consider their budgets with their exclusivity deals, they can be very profitable. I mean, maybe. But at the same time, as anyone with any sorts of marketing degree, myself included, who took this sorts of thing, exclusives, while they might seem to be good for the industry, they're definitely not good for consumers because they actually like focusing on less platforms. Okay, certainly. Then that means that you're still within the restrictions of, say, old hardware if you're working on the Xbox and the PlayStation, as, again, that old hardware is old hardware as new technologies seem to fermentate and create better stuff, so you don't get a lot of the modern conveniences in some of the stuff. Harboring fan bases or genres to its platforms, I mean, if they were really dedicated, they might get to that sort of stuff, but not everyone does that, and it's been shown that it doesn't actually work, because exclusives don't necessarily have a person going to their platform because of, like, 1 or 2 games. And companies, considering the budget and exclusivity, they can be profitable. Yes, they can, but it doesn't create competition. In fact, it creates more monopoly-type stuff, because you have to go to one place to get that one game that you want for that. Like, and that's just really dumb. Don't you think that it would be better and more profitable if you, say, take the game and put it onto as many platforms as you possibly fucking can? Like, again, it's very weird how someone can look at an exclusivity thing and say, oh yeah, these exclusives, they were all really popular and profitable and all this other stuff. And yet, it, like, pales in comparison to specific other ones that sell like 10 to 15,000 times more on other platforms that are multi-platforms. The biggest games that have ever released and have ever come out of gaming stuff have been multi-platform games. Call of Duty, multi-platform. Minecraft, multi-platform. Fucking Tetris, multi-platform. Multi-generational platform, mind you. So yes, exclusives can create competition, but they artificially do so because they don't allow for actual good development of games as a concept or games as a thing. They just allow for the development of less and more focused platforms bullshit. Like, who the hell cares about what platform that you're playing on, and who the hell cares about the actual thing? It's really dumb, and this cold take is dumb. Third-party exclusives and exclusives in general are not good to the consumers, and they're not good to the industry. Well, maybe. It depends. So, case by case, I guess. Companies on point saying, oh shit, this must be the Xbox's dead edition of the game, so they didn't find a need to make a PlayStation version. Thinking emoji. I've thought about why this person did this, and it makes no sense as to what they're saying. It's like, oh yeah, the Xbox's dead edition of the game. So you don't want a remastered for your modern consoles with the modern conveniences or something? I find it very confusing if that's how that happened. Brand man with the gaming industry is always making dumb decisions. Why would you release this only for Xbox and PC and not PlayStation as well? So stupid. I mean, I agree. It is a dumb decision to release it on for that sort of stuff. And I do agree that it's not a great decision in the short term, I guess. But I mean, I can see why. They might just want to keep it from there because, again, PlayStation has done the exact same fucking thing, and now that Xbox doesn't have, like, the FTC reaching down their throats, that's fine. And, again, saying, oh, why would they release it on that one? And saying, I don't know, maybe because they want to have something. I don't fucking know why they wouldn't release it on the PlayStation. Maybe they could, maybe they could. I don't know, dude. I just work here. I'm not a fucking horse whisperer. Let's move on. There, Devor 10101 coming out here with the comments have me dying. PlayStation fanboys losing their mind over losing is a game over being a PC and Xbox and Game Pass. I thought y'all celebrated Hellblade 2 going to PlayStation, but I ain't gonna say much. Look, I mean, again, it's really funny how they can have all these games that come to the PlayStation and be like, oh yeah, they're skipping Xbox, or oh, Xbox is losing fucking games and shit and orders, blah, blah, blah. But then the second that anything doesn't come out on PlayStation, it's like, what the f are you doing? Like, brother, these PlayStation fanboys always have me so freaking upset, and it's so dumb to it. And yeah, the comments in this are kind of making me die here. But I think that we will end it off with a good old Josh the Editor tweet, because I like trolling as much as the next guy. Josh the Editor says, the amount of people complaining about the lack of a PlayStation 5 version validates everything we've ever said about money-hating third-party games. Lol, can we just agree money-hating games is a stupid and PlayStation shouldn't be doing it either? Or is this just bad when Xbox does it? I fully agree with this. I don't think that, again, they hate money in the sense of they just kind of bought the rights to having the game be released wherever they wanted to. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day verbatim, I guess, but I just always find it really funny how, again, whenever Xbox, PlayStation does this sort of thing, it's a vastly different reaction. And can't we just agree that everyone should be playing the video games where they want to be played, and having those games on multiple platforms, yeah, might be a little bit more expensive to develop for, maybe, but I would just say managing your budgets properly and making sure that you can release the best game on the most amount of platforms will probably make you the most amount of money. It's just really dumb how the PlayStation guys always think, oh yeah, all this stuff is mine, and no one gets to play with my toys. You want to come to my house and play with my toys? You gotta fucking play by my rules, because that's how this shit works. Without realizing that I have my own toys that, you know, are just as good and work around my stuff. So why would I go over to your house and, you know, do your stuff? I don't know. At the end of the day, I agree mostly with what Josh is saying. I think there's one or two things here that I couldn't pick out of this, but it's a solid point overall. And that's where we're going to end off today's video. If you like what it is that I do and want to support me any other way, shape, or form other than like and subscribe, which is always enough, please hit all that stuff down in the description below. I'm looking at 1.5k subscribers by the end of the month. Please, not by the end of the month, by the end of the year. My mistake. But please, let's try to hit that 1.5k by the end of the year. I do stream every Sunday on the single-player Sundays, 12 p.m. EST, though that time might be changing as I am going to be getting a job soon, but unsure. As for other stuff, I am looking to do, like, music thing, releasing probably by the end of the summer, though unsure. As for everything else, I think that's really about it. Again, thanks so much for watching. My name is GamePagan21, and a peace.
Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure, I know.